Okay, this is my third attempt at filming this. I want to tell you guys a story about my life. Okay, where to start? First, I guess we should start with the point of the story, which is my tattoo. I've had it since April, now the beginning of April. It's currently like May 20th. It says, "We never know when the bus is coming," and I got it from a quote that I found, I think, on Pinterest. It doesn't say who it's by, and I had to kind of cut off the top when I posted it on Instagram, but I kind of remember it. It says, basically, "I love being reckless and sending risky text messages because how risky can a digitized form of communication really be? I love telling people they are absolutely magical humans and I cannot believe they really exist. I love saying, 'Kiss me harder, you are a good person and you brighten my day.' I live my life as straightforward as possible because one day I might get hit by a bus. Maybe it's weird, maybe it's scary, maybe it seems downright impossible to just be, to just let people know you want them, need them, feel like in this very moment you will die if you do not see them. Hold them, touch them in some way, whether it's your feet on their thighs on the couch, or your tongue in their mouth, or your heart in their hands. But there is nothing more beautiful than being desperate, and there is nothing more risky than pretending to care. We are young, we are human, and we are beautiful, and we are not as in control as we think we are. We never know who needs us back. We never know the magic that can arise between ourselves and a human. And we never know when the bus is coming." When I found that quote, read that quote, I just felt like I had never found a quote that described me so well. If you're in my life at all, you have 100% for sure heard me say, "You could get hit by a bus tomorrow. I could get hit by a bus tomorrow." Typically it's in response to when someone like praises me or inquires about how I do something, like post something really personal online, like when I posted the Heartbreak series last year, or when I post like a bikini picture even though I'm pudgy, or when I post a TikTok just dancing in my bra and sweatpants, or talk to a boy or something like that. I wanted to tell you this story, well technically 2 or 3 stories, because they're the reasons that I really decided to get this tattooed on me. If you haven't seen the Heartbreak series, just go watch it. I think it's just set. It's like a 4-part series on my channel. So when I lost my soulmate last year, just to kind of recap, he texted me and told me that he met someone else, wanted nothing to do with me ever again, listed everything he hated about me. It was devastating, worst pain I've ever gone through. And I retaliated by sending him 5 pages worth of like text messages. I don't know if they were all like full pages because I just sent them in 5 different texts, but they were all pretty long, put it that way. He referred to it as an essay because he's so nice. But I don't regret it. Most people watching this are probably like, "Jesus girl, that's crazy." And it probably was, but I am not a person who can keep things to myself. I have a lot of trouble. If I am feeling something, I need to get it off my chest. And there were so many times when I was dating him that I kept my mouth shut and didn't say what I wanted or didn't say what I was feeling because I didn't want to ruin the moment between us, or I didn't want to, I don't know, get in a fight, I guess. And I just kept always thinking that he just needed time to figure things out or feel what I felt, and I was wrong. But so when he dumped me, or whatever you could call it, we weren't like official, so I don't know, but when that happened, I let it all out. I don't think I even got everything out because I, you know, like still to this day will think like, damn, I should have threw that in there. But you know, I got pretty much all of it out and it felt so good. And so basically some people, you know, are like, why would you even waste your breath on something like that? He doesn't care. And it's like, I didn't send it for him. Those text messages weren't meant to get him back. They weren't trying to get him to see the error of his ways. They were just to express how I feel, or felt. If I could give someone who constantly asks me, how are you so brave, or how are you so confident, or how do you just not care? If I could give someone a manual, it would literally just say to be selfish, to don't think about what others are gonna think. You don't let it stop you if you care. You know, does that make sense? That probably sounded rude. The manual would just say, be as selfish and self-centered and narcissistic as you can. I know that sounds kind of arrogant, but like, that's just how I live my life. When I post something online, when I put on an outfit, when I do a dance, when I send a text messages, or 3, 4, or 5, like, buzz, it's me again, bitch. I do it because I want to, because I have something to say. I'm not sitting there thinking about, oh my God, what's he gonna think? What's he gonna say? What's he gonna tell people? Or when I post something, I'm not like, okay, well, what are other people gonna say? What are they gonna think? Are they gonna like it? Are they gonna make fun of me? The thought process goes as far as me, and that's it. And there have been a couple instances, I don't know, in my life where being this way obviously has not always worked out, and it's gotten me in trouble. It's gotten me in some sticky situations. It has its drawbacks, I guess you could say. You know, there are people in my life who choose not to follow me on social media, even though we're best friends in real life. And that's their prerogative. I'm a lot, you know. I post damn near every day on some form of social media, and it can be a lot. And I post nearly everything that goes on in my life. I'm an open book, and I wear my heart on my sleeve. People know just by looking at me if I'm happy, sad, heartbroken, stressed, nervous, scared, agitated, angry, annoyed, whatever. I don't have a poker face. I can't hide it. And for me personally, I enjoy talking to a camera and telling my story. I enjoy posting pictures of myself online. I love me and I love who I am. And there have been people in the past who have tried to dim my light, who have tried to tell me, you shouldn't talk like that, it's weird, or you shouldn't post that stuff online, like nobody cares, or not everyone cares, or people are just trying to find things to use against you, or you shouldn't wear that, like those shorts are too short, or that top's too short, or it's too tight. And if I lived my life for other people, I would absolutely listen to them. And I'm not perfect. There have been times in my life where I have gone down that dark path and let other people kind of shape me, but I always come back, and I always find my way out, and I always find my true self again. And that's one of the reasons that I really got this tattoo, is because at first it was a heartbreak thing. Then, as fate would have it, a few months before I got this tattoo, I actually lost a best friend, and I don't mean that they died or anything. But they chose that they decided that they no longer wanted to be my friend. They didn't tell me this. I had to just figure it out after 4 months of no responses, no contact. They finally decided to answer me after 4 months and tell me that we weren't friends, and that they weren't going to tell me why we weren't friends, because in their opinion I talk too much shit on social media, and they didn't want me airing our business. And I know a lot of you watching this are gonna be like, homegirl, aren't you? Isn't that like exactly what you're doing? I don't look at it as talking shit. To me, I'm telling you guys what's going on in my life, and something that really affected me. I had never had my heart broken by a best friend before. It was devastating. It was a loss that I took really hard. I'm embarrassed to say how many times I cried myself to sleep in those 4 months when they were not responding to me, and I had no idea why. And I know there are a lot of friends. I mean, I certainly have friends that I don't talk to every day, that I go months. I mean, my best friend Angelique, she lives in Washington, or maybe Oregon. No, I think it's Washington. I don't talk to her every day, but she's still my best friend. This person and I did not have that type of friendship. We talked 3 to 5 times a week, sometimes 3 to 5 times a day. Like, we were very, very close. And so it was a huge shock, a huge slap in the face when it happened, and it was devastating. But years ago, when I was in, I talked about it briefly on here before, when I was in a horribly toxic 2.5 year on and off relationship, that really made me want to change myself to fit what he wanted, and it was horrible and miserable. And I remember thinking that if I wasn't this type of girl, that I wouldn't have even gotten into that situation with him, and I wouldn't be stuck. And it took me a long time to snap out of it. I just remember when I got that text message from my friend, or my ex-friend, that said they weren't going to tell me why because I talked too much shit on social media. And I was like, you know, this friend had been in my life for 6 years, and I have been sharing my life on social media since I was 14. So let's just say that they were certainly aware of it. They had seen me do it. They watched the Heartbreak series. They watched my YouTube videos, my TikTok, my Instagram. They were very much aware. They were not one of the people that didn't want to be my social media friends. So they were one of my biggest supporters on social media, honestly. So I don't think that that is why they didn't want to be my friend, but that was why they didn't want to tell me. You guys know from the Heartbreak series that I don't let go of people very easily, that I'm a big fighter in relationships that I care about, and they were definitely one that I cared a lot about. No, I didn't care that it had been 4 months with no responses. I didn't care how crazy or desperate it made me look. It was a friendship that I was willing to fight for, and unfortunately, they didn't feel the same. But my point in telling you this, my point in bringing it up, the reason this person says that I was talking shit about them on social media is because I posted 4 quotes that I found from Pinterest about how heartbreakingly sad it is to lose a best friend. That was it. I didn't tag them. I didn't specify who it was about. I didn't like do a long post on it. I simply posted it to my Instagram stories. So nobody on planet Earth knew that it was about them. They knew because they knew what they were doing, but that was it. No one was like, oh, you and so aren't friends anymore. Like, nobody had any idea who it was about. So basically, I felt like I was faced with this choice again for like the 2nd or 3rd time in my life, where I could either conform to how people thought I should be, and you know, if I wasn't so brave or outgoing, if I wasn't so open on the internet, maybe I'd still have my best friend. Maybe I'd still have my soulmate. It's hard to say, but I don't live my life for other people. I live it for me, and I'm not going to change, and I'm not going to let any incidences change that. I enjoy what I do. I enjoy what I post. I enjoy what I wear, and I enjoy what I say. And you're never going to be able to please everybody, because everybody loves to complain that social media is a highlight reel, and that people only post the good things, and that people don't show what real life is like. But then when you get someone who does, then you're using social media as your diary. You're giving people ammunition to use against you later. You're whining and crying and seeking attention. You're being too open and honest. You're sharing too much. You're showing too much. You're saying too much. Like, you're never going to be able to please everybody. So you might as well just do what you want. And that is why I got this tattoo. So live how you want to live, do what you want to do, say what you want to say, wear what you want to wear, and post what you want to post. But I do want to give a shout out to everyone who subscribes or supports me or follows me on any platform. YouTube, Insta, TikTok, Snapchat. I appreciate you coming along with me on this crazy journey that I'm living. And if it's too much, I totally understand. There's never going to be any hard feelings. But if you like it and you're entertained, or I inspire you, or we're friends and you just want to support me, I appreciate it so much. And just know that I will never change. I will never let anybody try to tear me down or change who I am. This is who I am. And I love me, and I love you. So, ATRUs.